Getting ready for the 2019 turkey season. William Hovey Smith. I'm the author of a series of prize-winning outdoor books, including Extreme Muzzleloading, and also of business books, including Create Your Own Job Security. Now, in this video, we're getting ready for turkey season. This is Hovey Smith, the Backyard Sportsman. And we're getting ready for the 2019 turkey season. And I'm out in my turkey woods. On this side of me, we have a burn and cutover that is absolutely thick and grown up with vines and all kinds of stuff. You can hardly walk through it. Ideal nesting grounds for turkeys, and they love it. On this side, we have open ground with trees, and you can see, 30, 40 yards away. Ideal hunting ground for turkeys. And further down, we have a pond and water source about a mile from where I stand right now. And this trail allows me to access these areas. I have 2 trees down across the road, hence the chainsaw, hence the jack, axe, chainsaw tools, my favorite little hatchet here, a fox axe, and some extra fuel and bar oil. And we're going to get around to tackling this suspended tree here, and I'll show you how to do that. This is our turkey nesting woods, and you can see I did not lie to you. Yeah, it is thick as hops out there. The little axe here has done its job. And what I've done with the handyman jack here is I'm relieving the pressure on this limb a little bit. What I'm going to do is to make a cut here on the bottom, coming up about a little less than halfway. Then I'm going to make a V-shaped cut here on the top. And the V is kept wide enough at the bottom to keep the saw from binding in the cut. So when I get about nearly done, I'll bring up the camera so you can see the climactic moment. Well, all right, so we got that part safely down. Now we'll reposition the jack it up again, and then start cutting it off in pieces that I can reasonably move. By supporting it with the jack as I am doing, this allows me to make one cut all the way through, which is of course much more efficient in time and energy. So we'll continue working up the trunk. Well, there we are. We have it cut up in rounds now. It took a chainsaw full of fuel to cut, and a refill, and then while the saw was still running, I walked another 12 yards down the road and proceeded to cut as long as the saw would run on a larger but mostly rotten tree that had also fell across my trail. We are starting phase 2 of our getting ready for turkey season. Now the gun I'm using this year is a Lyman here and a Flintlock. And in particular, this is the Lyman Deerstalker in .50 caliber. The first question is, why am I using a .50 caliber gun for hunting turkeys? Well, we also have wild hogs and we also have coyotes. So if I see any of these during Georgia's long turkey season, which starts on the 15th of March and runs through all of April and into May, who knows what I might see during all that time. Particularly as I walk back and forth to my hunting areas early in the morning and late in the evening. So we take a gun that we can kill anything we see with. Now I have a target, a steel target down at 50 yards and a load and a gun, and we're going to check the zero and then load it up for the season. Now a problem is with turkey hunting, your gun may be loaded for weeks. So consequently, you need to make sure that whatever your load is, it's insulated from the powder. That is, you don't want to put a very greasy, wet, sloppy patch down on top of powder because it'll spoil it. You need to have a buffer between them. So, we're going to go ahead and fire our test shot and see what happens. And now, we're going to give you a look at the pan firing. These are still showing the details of the firing sequence. Well, we have received a hit on steel, and the hit is right there in the middle, right on top of the bolt. So I think, fellas, we're done. That's the way to do it. Now we have targeted, tested, and readied our gun. So what we're going to do with it now is take it completely apart, clean it, dry it, and load it. So it'll be ready to go Saturday. And this is Thursday right now. This gun has an Lyman adjustable sights, which is excellent. And if you think flintlock guns can't shoot, good flintlock guns can shoot very well, as you saw. They are reliable, they are fast, and they will kill. So if you have somebody tell you that, no, nobody can shoot flint, they aren't accurate, blah, 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 work half the time, so on, so on, so on. No, that's a bunch of bullshit. If you have your flintlock gun properly prepared and yourself prepared, you can do good work with it. Admittedly, it's not so good in wet, sleety, snowy, rainy, blah, blah, blah weather. But you can sort of get around that too, and that's part of the challenge of using a flint. Now, about the shot itself. After I adjusted, it hit dead center right here on the bow at 50 yards. Again, a well-prepared flintlock with a good load will shoot well. Yeah. So play with your loads, practice, and be patient. It took me, what, 4 rounds to 0. All right? That's better than many people do with their cartridge guns. Good equipment pays. So, I did one more thing in preparation for turkey hunting. Over on the stove there, I've got a pot of squirrel soup. I didn't particularly plan to make squirrel soup, but I did plan to get a package of mystery meat out of my freezer so I'd have room to put a turkey in it. Well, that mystery meat turned out to be squirrels, which I shot some years ago. So we boiled them and made a soup out of them. If the last thing you saw of squirrel eating was Hunger Games, when people were eating squirrels and cooking them over open fires, that's absolutely the worst thing in the world to do with a poor squirrel. And I'll do another video about that. So we're going to clean our gun, dry it, lubricate it, load it, and get it ready. And then we move to the next task, which is getting our turkey hunting accessories ready. We now have our gun cleaned and put back together, and we are gathering what are we actually going to use to hunt with. So we have our priming horn, we have our powder, Incidentally, this is a 85 grain charge of WFG and a patched round ball with lubricated drop cloth canvas patching, lubricated with boar butter. This is a little tool for servicing the flintlock mechanism, including a cute little brush here. An extension to the ramrod. We have a rangefinder here, an optical rangefinder. So if I get a coyote out there at 50 yards, I can find out exactly that it is at 50 yards and not some other. This is a cover for the flintlock. We have a short starter, powder measure. This little tool is a hammer on one side, bang, 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 to nap the flint every once in a while. And it also has a hook for pulling the wedge. And here we have some clippers that'll go in there. And this is for setting up a ground blind right quick and go snip, 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 snap. So the next batch of stuff that we put together is actually the calls and decoys and that sort of stuff. But so far as the gun stuff now, we're going to put together a minimalist package. So I have enough for, about 3 shots or so. And that's what we're actually going to take in the woods with us.
I've hunted with a number of different flintlocks over the years. This is a Brown Bess musket, which is 75 caliber with its target. And we have Can-Tank, which is a 45 caliber rifle, which I used a 3,000-year-old piece of broken projectile point as a flint. Now, I describe turkey hunting in extreme muzzleloading. And I also have a chapter on turkey hunting and backyard deer hunting and how to do it with crossbows and crossbow hunting. I also have a series of e-books on muzzleloading and a good chapter on shooting flintlock and shooting and maintaining your muzzleloader. And this e-book is available from Amazon, as are the rest of them. And we have hunting with muzzleloading shotguns and smoothbore muskets, where I describe several hunts with flintlock and percussion guns. Create Your Own Job Security is my new business book. This is a book that advocates individual entrepreneurship, starting perhaps as early as high school. Yeah, start your own business. Then, in college, you take some business courses along with your major. Then when you go to work, you actually start and run a little business on the side. So if you get in your 40s and you get suddenly laid off from work and you're wondering, what in the world do I do now? You already have your business up and running. Now, whatever guns you're going to use this turkey season, by all means, go out there and shoot the things. Yeah. Now, my flintlock hunts are described not only in my books, but also in some of my 725 videos. For more information on my books, blogs, and more than 725 videos, you can go to my website, www.hoviesmith.com. For more information on my business books, you can go to createyourownjobsecurity.com. Good hunting and good eating from the outdoors. Goodbye, and God bless.